Hi there, my name's Melanie King. I'm the head of the Centre for Engineering and Design Education at Loughborough University, and we've been undertaking the Pedestal for Progression Project, which is a JISC funded project for the past 18 months. For the sixth year in succession, Loughborough University students have voted their university experience to be the very best in the country, according to the latest student experience poll published in the Times Higher Education magazine. Our commitment to enhancing the existing learning and teaching provision and providing a first-class student experience is enshrined in the university's strategic plan towards 2016. We aim to build on our unrivalled reputation in this area and offer all of our students a distinctive and high-quality Loughborough experience, which will result in a positive lifelong relationship with the university. This project allowed the Centre to explore the application of service design methodology within higher education, techniques that are usually used within the commercial customer relationship management field. The project team worked with students, academics and staff from support services using service blueprinting and persona techniques in order to enhance the student experience for final year students and aid their progression to next stage, and that's either employment or further study. The use of service design within higher education is relatively new. In recent years, it's been used to improve such things as the enrolment process, retention of Part A at-risk students, and the coordination of pastoral monitoring, or the industrial placement year, for example. At the heart of the approach was using the student voice to influence improvements. During the discovery phase of the project, we collected as much data as we could and got feedback from students from interviews and questionnaires, and also held some Ideas Fest sessions, which were very popular. We had the opportunity to ask the students and staff what opportunities they had for collaboration, for example, or how satisfied they were with their course, what the communication with staff and peers was like, access to their own data, for example, or access to resources in the library or in the lab. We used techniques and tools such as customer journey mapping templates with the students in these Ideas Fest sessions. And the idea with these is to help the students identify touch points. That's the sort of times and places where interactions with the university really mattered to them in their final year. And that might be interactions with staff or interactions with IT systems, or the times and the places and consequent relationships that could be improved to meet many of the expectations that the students have. So the initial student interaction mapping identified a general need for a better quality of relationships, but tools like the flower of focus and its relative weighting of needs revealed that issues like program timetabling, planning of deadlines for coursework, and concerns over employability were rated more highly than expected in determining quality of experience and retention. So I think we managed to use service design quite successfully. It was a great technique actually, because what it allowed us to do was find out about the actual feelings of the students at different points in their final year and how they really felt about situations. So it brought the data to life really. It gave us more than we could get from NSS results, for example. So we really valued the interaction that we had with the students, and we felt that they were quite engaged with wanting to improve the experience for the finalists who were coming through. So it was a great technique, and what the themes that emerged that we found were there was a general need for access. There was issues around access to library resources. They needed help with their ability to time manage, for example, with easy access to calendars, for coursework deadlines, for example. They'd like more active and engaged staff, so students were being asked if they'd need more help with anything, or be reassured about how they were progressing with their project in final year, for example, or be identified if they were struggling. They wanted easier access to knowledgeable, better briefed personal tutors who know the students better, and also other support services as well, so regular access to skills support, for example. They wanted more help with employability and support for progression beyond study. It was more like a mentoring relationship that they were after from their personal tutor. And they wanted the opportunities to have mentoring with not just their tutors, but perhaps people who were working in industry already. So from this list of things that the students felt that needed improvement, we went and had various meetings around campus with IT services, library, other support services, careers and other academic departments to try and come up with any new initiatives that would help address some of these issues. There were initiatives that we were talking about under three main themes, and these were processes to enable a more active tutor behaviour by bringing together better quality information for staff, or analytics, learner analytics in one place for a tutor. So at Loughborough we already have a tutor dashboard called CoTutor. It's an IT system that's been around for 10 years now. It's mainly for personal tutors, but what we wanted to do was get more information in it for attendance, so better quality attendance information, for example, anything to do with loans or items borrowed from reading lists from the library information systems, information from the VLE about activity on the VLE, for example, and any other information that we could put into that dashboard to help the tutor be more effective. Other things we were looking at were mentoring schemes. It was felt that by a number of staff that there was be too much time involved actually in learning to become a mentor and then take that on as well as their role as personal tutors. So what we did was we found some more funding from the Higher Education Academy, and our project went off in a different tangent. We've got an e-mentoring project running at the moment based on the work that we initially did with this project. And the third area is consistency and provision of experience. So we looked at the placement, the provision of placements for students in three departments in aeronautical and automotive engineering, chemical engineering and materials, who are coming together to form a school. And we work quite closely with them to identify where their current processes exist already, where the quality of the experience for the students is inconsistent, and where we can use IT tools, particularly CoTutor, to have a more consistent way of recording information about a student's placement and the information about the number of visits and things like that for the industrial supervisor who's working in industry. The most enjoyable part of the project for me was working with so many colleagues across the institution from the different support services, because we got the feeling of really working together on trying to improve the student experience using service design as a technique, because what it actually does is help you understand or empathise with the student, I think, a bit better than more traditional software design techniques that I would use, such as user-centered design is okay for scenario-based planning, but it's still quite removed from the actual student story that we were getting at the time from these students. So we used a lot of blueprinting, for example, in the image that you see here, to actually visually communicate the current student journey to help people have a better informed conversation about what the issues actually were. So what you'll find on our website is a whole list of deliverables from the projects, from the work that we've been doing for the last 18 months. And that's the tools and techniques in service design that we use, templates for you to download and use yourself, and also results of the surveys that we carried out, the sessions that we held, interviews with staff, and the actual services that we then went on to implement. It's been really great to work on this project at Loughborough, and we're going to be using service design in the future, definitely, in all our projects we undertake. I'd really like to thank JISC for funding this project, especially Miles Danson, who's a very supportive programme manager, and Sharon Perry from CETUS as well, who've been providing ongoing support, and also the cluster group that I've been clustered with over the past 18 months. That's Ricky, Yvonne and Hugh from Southampton, John King from Roehampton and Jean Mutton from Derby. You've all been brilliant support for me, thank you very much, and I look forward to doing some more relationship management work in the future.